my past life, the maid Linda secretly brought her entire family to live in the basement of my villa. Whenever night fell and everything was quiet, they would come out to roam around. Several times, I noticed that the fully stocked refrigerator would be empty the next day. There were always potato chip crumbs on the sofa. I thought Linda was sneaking food, so I scolded her a few times but didn't think much of it, until I prepared to immigrate and sell the villa. The maid's son snuck into my bed, strangled me to death, and threw me in the basement. The whole family even forged my suicide note and seized my villa. When I opened my eyes again, I had been reborn 3 days before I was strangled. The first thing I did was call the renovation company to seal the basement shut with cement. "Hello, is this the renovation company? Tomorrow." Before I could finish the sentence, I suddenly saw Linda standing in the doorway. I was so startled that my phone fell onto the blanket. Linda had half her face hidden in shadow, her lips curling into a kind smile. "Arwen, it's so late. Who are you calling?" My heart immediately started racing wildly and cold sweat broke out all over me. I forced myself to stay calm and picked up my phone. "The bathroom seems to be leaking a bit. I thought I'd contact a contractor in advance to come take a look tomorrow." "Linda, it's so late and you're still not asleep. Is something wrong?" Linda sighed, her face full of concern. "I heard sounds from your room and thought you were having nightmares again, so I came to check on you. If you're fine, then I'm relieved." My hands clenched the blanket as I forced out a smile. "I'm fine. Go get some rest. I'll call you if I need anything." Watching Linda close the door behind her, I let out a long breath. With trembling hands, I unlocked the screen and was about to press 911 to call the police when the door was pushed open again. I quickly flipped my phone face down on my leg, nearly scared out of my wits. Linda walked back in carrying a glass of milk, smiling warmly. "I heated up some milk for you. It's good for sleep." I quickly shoved my phone under the pillow and reached out to take the glass of milk. "Thank you, Linda. It's too hot. I'll let it cool down a bit before drinking it." Linda didn't leave immediately. She stood by the bed looking me up and down for a long while before finally giving me a reminder. "If it gets cold, it'll upset your stomach. Arwen, don't forget to drink it." The door closed again. I stared at that glass of milk and suddenly abandoned the idea of calling the police. Just throwing them in jail for a few years would be too easy on these parasites. Since I've been given a second chance at life, I'm going to give them a taste of their own medicine. I picked up the glass of milk, walked into the master bathroom, and poured it all into the toilet bit by bit. Then I put the empty glass back on the nightstand, pulled the covers over me, and lay down pretending to sleep. About 10 minutes later, Linda crept over to the nightstand. She picked up the empty glass, looked at it, and only then left satisfied, closing the door behind her. After confirming she had completely let down her guard, I carefully lifted the covers and tiptoed out of the master bedroom. Like a gecko, I lay flat at the railing of the second-floor staircase, holding my breath as I looked down. I saw Linda walk skillfully to the first floor, pull out a key, and open the basement door. Immediately after, 3 men and 2 women crawled out from inside like rats. They were Linda's husband, her brother, and Jason Lee, the one who strangled me in my past life. The other 2 women were her mother-in-law and her high school daughter. I covered my mouth, terrified of making even the slightest sound. In my past life, Linda had told me with tears running down her face that she had a whole family to support. I felt sorry for her and paid her double what other maids earned outside. At the time, she even brought her whole family, carrying a basket of eggs to my door to kneel and thank me. It turned out that gratitude meant scouting the place in advance so the whole family could take over my nest like cuckoo birds. Now these parasites were sprawled comfortably on the sofa watching TV.